action here. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them. This is a catchweight contest at 150 pounds. Colmonday in the dark blue, Vucenic in the green and black tie shorts.
Early twitch of the hip from Vucenic on that rear leg. Just motioning, he's going to go to work with that back leg.
I think he may have something of a Thai boxing background, Josh.
Just a bit. The shorts pulled high for the maximum hip movement, but you can see the guard as well. A bit more Thai boxing style, and that's a beautiful little double left hook to shoot the takedown. No way did Day see that coming.
If Colmonday is going to be dangerous in this fight, it's going to be with his boxing. He's a very, very handy boxer. He's very good at closing the distance. He's very good at landing combinations. And to me, that's a great game plan early on from Vucenic. Setting up that shot with a couple of hip twitches and then immediately changing levels and going in. Great job early on from the prospect.
Yeah, well, Day's trying to build himself back up to a guillotine here, but you can see that right hand, he's not able to bring the elbow high, and that's what saved Vucenic there, who is still having to fight this grip, though. So clearly, he's quite deep there on the inside with that left arm. Vucenic strips very nicely there, and that's good composure from him.
And just like the gentleman we saw in our previous contest, Mados Flaminis, Vucenic competing tonight in the first of a long-term deal with Cage Warriors, the first contest on that deal. So going to be wanting to kick things off with a bang, and as we say, perhaps set that contest with Lewis Monarch up again next year. But he's got 3 rounds against Colmonday to deal with before he can think about any of that.
That was a good bit of power from Day to use some explosiveness just to create enough space to scramble back up to his feet. You know, not necessarily looking for the big bridge, but enough to just create space. Vucenic tying him here up against the cage, though.
Keep it busy, guys. You want to stay there, need more, please.
You hear referee Mark Goddard there just asking the fighters to keep busy if they want to maintain that position.
Day's keeping the wrists of Vucenic very tightly tied up here. You see Day's right hand has got that cross grip off that overhook, and it's stopping Vucenic from really being able to commit here.
I mean, look, Colmonday looks to be in better shape than I'll be if I live to be a million years old, but how fit and fight ready can he be taking this contest on just a couple of weeks' notice?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a question mark. You know, a lot of good fighters do stay in shape all year round, and they're always game ready for an opportunity like this. But that has to be a considered factor.
And as you pointed out, Josh, he hasn't competed since July of 2018, so way over a year since he's been in the cage, taking a fight on short notice. I guess we'll have to see how good a shape he's in the longer this one goes. And here are the combination strikes from Day.
Oh, that was a beautiful level change, and he completes now. Vucenic was looking for an arm in guillotine himself, trying to throw a triangle there. Just good posture from Day, good fundamentals. Let's see what he can do. He's going to get his hands off the mat, doesn't want to keep them there, wants to bring them back on the inside, try and control the biceps. See the hands coming back to that inside position. Ooh, triangle attempt though. Classic kind of grab that wrist and pull. Nice armbar spin. Ooh, and that is a good
big slam there from Colmonday.
You know, ordinarily you teach fundamentally never slam off an armbar, you know, because you're going to probably loosen it. But that was right on the point of the back of the neck.
Vucenic trying to elevate this man there.
Vucenic showing he's dangerous, though. Again, he's going to go triangle off this overhook if he can. Good awareness from Day to immediately step up and pass that side. Oh, he's going to roll through for a leg lock entry, though. Again, good work from Day, just staying heavy in the scramble.
Colmonday clearly not here to make up the numbers tonight, Josh.
No, not at all. He's got to collect the leg back in, though. And just a little bit too loose, floating around on top. Vucenic holds it back in. Builds his base really nicely.
Vucenic looking for his second takedown of the round here. Connects the hands. Gets it briefly at least.
Yeah, it's almost impossible once the hands are connected that low around the thighs to get any sort of wide base back. That's a tough round. That's a tough round to score for the judges.
Yeah, Vucenic with the second takedown late on, but not really any time to do anything with it. Both guys scoring takedowns earlier in the round here from Resort World in Birmingham, UK. Second round, and we are underway. Both fighters trading kicks there. Vucenic getting the better of the exchanges.
Yeah, very much some of the Thai boxing from Vucenic. Lateral drop off the overhooks. That was nice from Day, just couldn't quite stay attached. Again, nice arm drag from Vucenic. Oh, beautiful timing. That was all timing. You saw how deep he got in on the hips because Vucenic was surging forward.
Yeah, both these guys shown that they're the total package thus far in this contest. We've seen work on the feet, and we've seen great takedowns from both men so far.
They are having some slick little exchanges at that moment of contact. You know, the willingness from Day to try the big lateral drop off the overhooks, and then that kind of arm drag attempt from Vucenic as well was very nice. But Comban Day's got top position. Ghost escape for Vucenic, countered to the back. You know, it's a classic escape, but you've got to be ready to scramble up. And Day's got to be careful not to fall off the top here. You see he's a little high without both hooks. He's got one now, though. Well, he's actually managed to almost, yeah, single hook control with the cross feet. It's pretty good.
Good work here from the Frenchman.
You see, he doesn't need to rush to get this second hook as long as he's got the wrist controlled and he can generate that kind of contact by keeping the feet crossed. And if he controls that left side wrist of Vucenic, it's going to be easier for him to get that next hook in. But you see Vucenic scooting his hips along the ground very nicely. Good defense.
Nice work to trip the leg out from underneath there. And it's interesting, Josh, just before that little exchange, Day's corner was asking him to work right now. And unfortunately found himself reversed there, but looking for the Kimura grip is Comban Day.
Yeah, and he's almost locked up a crucifix. Can't quite get his hips underneath the head of Vucenic. Going guillotine again. Well, out position. He's got a scramble here. And that's good, smart work from Vucenic. I do like the decision-making of both of these guys. If you're triangling the legs there, it just means that it's so much harder for Day to withdraw one leg and stand up.
Vucenic right in front of his own corner team there. Expertly placed to take instruction.
This is interesting posture from Vucenic. Oh, looking for a guillotine. He's going to crush him up against the cage here if he can drive the hips in, but...
Big knee there from Vucenic, and another. Day's having to defend here.
Yeah, he's got to free the head.
Just keep pumping him in. While he's there, just keep pumping him in.
It doesn't look like the bicep of Vucenic is that far over the back of the head, but these are doing a lot of damage.
If you want to do down, go down.
Ooh.
No. Keep going. If you want to be down, go down. Don't play your fingertips.
Oh,
interesting there from Mark Goddard.
Oh, high elbow guillotine. This is tight. And with the knees on it as well. Oh, good scramble.
Now, you've got to have your full palms or the flats of your fists on the mat. You can't just put your fingertips down and pick them up. You know, that's an amendment to the rule we saw some time ago, and Mark Goddard not having any of it there, not letting Comban Day play the game, as they say.
The rule is there to protect a down fighter from being, you know, stuck in the head when they're legitimately downed, and you can't just sit there and pretend to be down.
And the corner there of Vucenic saying, come on, he's getting tired now. They want their man to put his foot on the gas.
Yeah, and almost on cue, there's some big deep breaths from Comban Day. Day with those overhooks. I mean, Vucenic had an interesting approach here to try and just attack the neck from a standing position, but only 44 left in this round.
40 seconds left, Jordan.
Cage Warriors 109, our main card, set to go live at the top of the hour. If you're not subscribed and you're joining us here on UFC Fight Pass, hit that subscribe button. We've got 5 incredible contests coming your way, topped off by a world lightweight title bout as the champion Jai Herbert makes his first defense against Cain Carrizosa from the US of A. Huge fight in the lightweight division coming up later this evening.
Oh,
Commandé with a nice reversal there.
Well, I mean, it was Vucenic rolling for the high elbow guillotine, and you see Commandé still in it, still wanting to get some payback, but it's going to be a little bit too little, too late, and a good round on the board for Vucenic. Yeah, that was by far the most significant action of that round as well. They really were some heavy blows, even with a glove in the way. The concussive force is huge. Nice switch kick.
5 minutes remaining will separate one of these two men from victory. Commandé is going to have to dig very deep here. A closer first round, the second round probably gone the way of Jordan Vucenic.
I mean, Vucenic's definitely got that second. I think either of these corners, if they're going to be sensible, is not assume anything in the first. You know, if you're Day's corner telling me he needs to really work for a finish, Vucenic try and definitely secure this round.
Nice right hand there from the Frenchman. Vucenic firing back. And look, Commandé's really got nothing to lose here. He's taken this bout against a top prospect on short notice at a higher weight category, and he's certainly hanging in there. If he wins, it's a huge upset. If he doesn't, well, look, the deck's been stacked against him.
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Vucenic, this is a real must-win situation.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the fact this is a catch weight for the most part, and you can see, you know, Vucenic is noticeably bigger than Commandé, who, of course, is, you know, featherweight most of the time.
So looking to set something up here. Jordan Vucenic looking very calm and collected, though. Nice shot to the body from Commandé there.
Heard the force on that teep kick. Good sprawl. The defense is going to allow the pressure to keep driving. And this is where Day's got to get up. He cannot let his legs get pinned down and secured again. He's got to build quick here.
They're trying to suck the hips back and find the base for himself. He gets it. He's got Vucenic still on his back, though.
Yeah, let's see what he does to get out of this.
You don't have to do anything fancy.
Yes, he's trying to turn, put his back on the cage. That's a nice body lock takedown.
And we heard the corner there of Vucenic saying, look, you don't have to do anything fancy at this stage. And a nice meat and potatoes body lock takedown from the Englishman. And he's got 2.5 minutes to work with in his own corner.
Yeah, they're exactly right. You know, keep the fight there, keep it grinding, stay attached. You know, that's what made that body lock takedown a little bit easier for him. Is, you know, he was just attached permanently the whole time. And here he's staying heavy, and you know, this is where the fatigue may come into the day here. Carrying the weight deep in the third round when you're the one who needs to be active.
Vucenic's corner saying, look, just keep chipping away. Nothing flashy needed. He's in a good position here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Very, very solid base here from Vucenic. Really not giving Commandé any room to maneuver from that bottom position.
Yeah, he's also not looking for looser passes. He's trying to feed that right arm through that allow him to kind of pry the leg open, but he's been very diligent about staying heavy. Lockdown for Commandé there. That's going to allow him to elevate Vucenic, especially as he's got that left underhook. He's got to use it. He can't stay flat on his back here. Oh, and he gives it up. He had the exact setup he needed to try and off balance and force some sort of scramble. See him stretching that leg out a little bit to try and take Vucenic further down his body, but he's got to use it, and he's giving up that top underhook, which is negating all the work.
With just a minute to go, perhaps fatigue clouding the decision-making of Commandé a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit too flat, a little bit static. Oh, Vucenic threatening arm in guillotine. It's a good decision, trying to get the big squeeze on it.
Day able to pull his head out, but what can he do with 30 seconds on the clock?
Yeah, we saw the flurry at the end of the second when he had a bit of time to work, but he's really got to do something here.
Diving in with shots from this top position, but he's not got a solid base there.
It's good work with the elevator hooks from Vucenic. Just constantly off balancing, trying to go deep half here.
Good work from Day to stay solid on top, but he's not going to have time to pull off the miracle finish.
You see how active Vucenic is. It means that Day can't throw any strikes. He can't settle his base. You know, there he had really good posture.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score this bout 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Jordan, the Epidemic Vucenic!
A big win for Jordan, the Epidemic Vucenic. He moves to 5-1 with the victory.
Ready?
Jordan Vucenic in the black. Steve Aimable in the camo print.
I'm not sure what you'd be camouflaging from with that camo print.
A paintball game?
Yes, very good.
I've seen those shots before, you see. Aimable taking center of the cage here. Vucenic, no stranger to seasoned, experienced opponents. As we said, he got that victory against a very tough, durable and well-traveled Con Monday last time. But I believe it's very much fair to say that Steve Aimable is a huge, huge step up in competition for him, both in terms of skill sets and the obvious difference in experience and time in the cage. Vucenic would have been just 13 when Aimable made his debut. Oh, nice leg kick by Steve Aimable there. Diddy Kong looking to back his man up against the cage, forcing Vucenic to move laterally now.
Connected with the right hand there.
If there's one thing that Aimable's known for, perhaps above all else, it's the relentlessness that he brings to the cage. He will go and go and go for 3 rounds. Vucenic has been the distance himself on a number of occasions, but as we said, not against the caliber of fighter that Steve Aimable is. A steep learning curve for the man from Corby here in the UK, but looking very relaxed and comfortable thus far.
Yeah, so far looking like we're going to get exactly what was ordered here.
Oh, nice 1-2 from Aimable, and a right hand behind it. Business picking up here in the first round.
Yeah, Aimable looks like he's really starting to get his range here.
Doubles up on the jab there. Vucenic. Certainly mixing up the attacks here. He's not going to the well on any one blow too many times. Tried the stepping right hook, but just over the head of Steve Aimable. Landed that time though.
Yeah, Aimable ducked under that into the clinch really nicely, but wasn't interested in anything more than avoiding that strike.
And that 3-round contest against Perry Goodwin last time out was a fight of the night contender for sure.
Very interesting there, Aimable looking to close the distance and take a clinch. I always find it fascinating to see when you have this sort of very even striking standoff. It's always really fascinating to see who's the first person to engage in any sort of stand-up wrestling. So see if that's a sign of things to come, whether Aimable looks to try and grapple a little bit more as this fight goes on.
21 fights as a professional for Steve Aimable. He's yet to pull off a submission. Caught his man with a nice shot on the way in there. And they are trading strikes again. There's the shootout that Graham Boylan talked about.
I was going to say, it's going to be happy, isn't it? Very, very evenly matched so far.
There's the takedown from Diddy Kong off the catch of the leg.
Yeah, very opportunistic there, nothing set up. Caught the leg and just instantly thought I can use this to take this to the ground. And a bit of an armbar attempt there if that leg pops out, but time's going to go anyway.
Yeah, Aimable's going to be able to maintain top position here.
Yeah, not enough time to do anything with it though. I'm interested now. Aimable had a bit of success right at the end there, getting into a dominant position on the ground. I wonder whether that's going to play into the game plan here, whether he might consider looking to wrestle or he's going to stand on the feet. He's having a lot of success on the feet as well.
Vucenic looking to get those fast hands to work early in this second frame. Aimable happy to play that game though. Both men trading shots and the sweat flying off them here.
Really nice movement from Steve Aimable.
Yeah, he's able to do a lot here to stop Vucenic landing all these shots cleanly. Vucenic still putting in a few good bits here though. Aimable trying that low leg kick again, trying to displace his man. That's going to open some more striking options up as well. Nice combination there from Vucenic.
Beautiful head movement. Aimable doing a really good job for the most part of when he throws his strikes. His head isn't there for the counter strike when Jordan tries to strike back.
Vucenic does have a KO victory by high kick as an amateur, so that's going to be something for Aimable to look out for as well. But Vucenic on the back now.
Wow, very interesting. Jordan shot a takedown there. Aimable looking to stand back up, and Jordan deciding that he's going to try and grapple here. He's got a single hook on. What Steve needs to do is he needs to use that fence to stop. See, this is the opposite of what he wants to do. He wants to turn around to face away from the fence. He wants his back on the fence, and that's going to stop Jordan from being able to take the back here. Jordan trying to sweep the leg to get a takedown, but when you're in this back position, you have two options, which you don't have when you're in front of the person trying to take them down, which is you have the option to take them down, or you have the option to just jump up and take the back, and that's what we're starting to see now. Aimable needs to try and use the fence to peel his man off of him. He wants to turn to face towards him. This is the simple trick. If you are facing your opponent, he cannot take your back. That's it. You can hear the instruction turn in from the corner of Steve Aimable, and that's exactly what he should be doing.
Coach Jack Mason in the corner there himself, a multiple-time Cage Warriors veteran.
Wow, a
head
very
coach
cool
of BKK fighters.
Quick reversal now. Steve Aimable on the back. Let's see what he can do from here. But a fantastic job that Jordan's done of fighting the grip. What you don't want your opponent to have his hands connected around you, because as soon as those hands are connected, you've got a strong chain. So very, very good work from Jordan of freeing one of the hands, forcing Steve to lose that tight position, and now avoided any takedown attempt or back attack attempt there. And now he's got his man up against the fence. Beautiful trip straight to side control.
Lovely stuff. And from Jordan, the epidemic Vucenic there.
And he's got a decent amount of time, minute and a half, to see if he can work anything offensively from here. An attempt to take the mount, but Steve doing a great job creating space and getting back to the feet.
Yeah, so quick there. Oh, and a nice knee from Vucenic. Aimable takes it on the chin.
There's nothing there in that wrestling. Let's go. Let's go, Steve. That jab. Lovely. Come on, turn it on now.
Nice jab from Vucenic. Here his corner telling him to turn it on.
Steve Aimable is just marching his man down. Another clinch attempt, a minute left in the round. This time he's got a front clinch position, looking to switch to a double leg takedown, picks his man up, slams him back to the ground inside the open guard now. Jordan looking to use those butterfly hooks. He's going to try and push him away, probably use this to stand back up. It's classic. You get the feet on the hips, you kick your man away with the strongest part of your body and try and use that space that you create to get back to the feet. But Steve not letting him out that easy.
Oh, nice elbow there from Vucenic. We saw a couple of nice elbows on our prelims tonight, Dan. Be happy to see a few more if they're anything like that.
And a shot by Jordan, gets his man to the ground again. Front headlock as Steve tries to stand back up. He's got 15 seconds left, not really enough time to do anything from here. Very interesting to see quite a lot of grappling exchange in this second round.
Well, we know both these guys are more than capable wherever the fight goes. And we talked about the experience deficit down at Well, look, everything to play for in this third and final frame. Steve Aimable, Jordan Vucenic. It's been a cracking contest to open up the final night of the trilogy.
Yeah, you got to wonder what that round did for the game plan of both of these men. Both of the men had success with the wrestling. Both had success with a bit of grappling. Are they going to go back to round one and just going to try and duke it out, or are they going to try and shoot for takedowns again?
Oh, nice right hand from Aimable there. To be perfectly honest with you, Dan, I don't care what they do. It's been entertaining on the ground. It's been entertaining on the feet.
It's a fantastic match.
Aimable still marching forward as he's known to do. Again, kicking the lead leg out from under Vucenic. Vucenic just getting right back to it, getting right in his face. Nice jab there.
These guys are both looking surprisingly fresh for a third round as well, when the amount of action that there's been so far.
Yeah, I've obviously watched a lot of tape on these guys, and I've called many of Steve's fights dating back many, many years. Never seen either of them get tired, and they're still duking it out in this third round. Vucenic finding the sweet spot a few times here. Is he going to be able to turn up the volume on Steve Aimable?
Come on, let's go. Let's go, Steve, come on. Finish with it. Come on, let's go. Yes. Got a higher volume with the punches. Yes, and again. Yes. Back on it, double. Yes.
Jordan looking like he's starting to have a lot more success
3 minutes,
in this third and final round.
Nice leg kick there from Aimable. The jab of Vucenic landing repeatedly here in this third frame. Aimable staying on the balls of his toes though and staying moving. Oh, nice right hand there. Landed flush for Aimable. The BKK fighters, man, just looking for an opening. That great head movement again. That really has been one of his best weapons in this contest. He's got him out of danger many, many times. Nice kick from Vucenic there, but a big fight back from Steve Aimable.
You can feel that.
Vucenic going downstairs, then upstairs with the left hand. Perhaps sensing that he's got to do something here in this third and final frame. Tries to take that beautiful sprawl from Aimable.
And a fantastic reaction to get back straight away from Jordan there. Clinch attempts from Aimable this time. I think they know how close this round is. They know that a takedown and some good ground and pound or some nice transition submission attempts is going to secure it. They both got so much power and speed, even in this third round. It's unreal.
Aimable marching his man down, looking for the uppercut there. 90 seconds left to play with.
And a lot of success with that. That jab.
Vucenic's corner demanding a little more urgency now.
Come on, a bit more now, Steve. Come on, mid left now.
Both men landing again in these exchanges. Tough to say who's getting the better of all of these at the moment.
No idea. Another beautiful single leg. Amable doing everything he can to not end up on the ground here. Looking to tie up a guillotine.
Vucenic able to trip his man to the ground, looking to get past that guard.
Yeah, a mistake that a lot of people make. As much as I like the guillotine choke, a lot of people prioritize the guillotine position over actually defending the takedown by looking to take underhooks. 35 seconds left now. Jordan in a good position. Amable trying to stand back up.
30 seconds now, Steve.
Again deposited to the mat is Amable.
Question is, can he do any damage?
He's going to have to do something here in the third round, this Jordan Vucenic.
He's looking to attack the back, but with 10 seconds left on the clock, he really doesn't have the time to go for a submission from here. And I would hate to be a judge right now.
Another big takedown from Vucenic, but it's not going to count for anything.
What a match, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your first judge scored this bout 29-28 in favor of Vucenic. Your second judge scored this bout 29-28 in favor of Amable. And your third judge scored this bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by way of split decision. In the blue corner, Jordan the Epidemic Vucenic!
An incredibly close fight. Jordan Vucenic with the victory. 3 5-minute rounds in the Cage Warriors featherweight division. I'd be happy to see all 3 of them, Dan. Jordan Vucenic in the red. Paul Hughes in the blue. And they are talking in the cage. More importantly, they're about to let their fists do the talking. I don't think it's particularly that they dislike each other, they just really want to beat each other.
That's what you want to see, isn't
This is all about plaudits and bragging rights here. And of course, potentially, a #1 contender fight for the Cage Warriors title. We've got Morgan Charrier, Perry Goodwin headlining the trilogy later tonight. Hughes closing the distance early here. Vucenic turning his man onto the cage, right in front of us here at the commentary position.
Yeah, right hand sort of high up on the leg here. Could be thinking about switching to a single leg. For a second they're looking to see if he could hook the outside of the leg with his leg. Definitely thinking about the takedown here. Good job by Paul Hughes to shrug him off, get back to striking range.
Nice right hook from Vucenic and a flying knee from Hughes.
High low attempt there, straight into a clinch position. He's got a pretty nice hold. He can elevate his man if he wants and try and bring it to the ground, but nicely done to stay on his feet by Paul Hughes.
You know, sometimes you want to see a quick submission, sometimes you want to see a big KO, but I think most Cage Warriors fans would be more than happy seeing these 2 guys duke it out for the full 15 minutes.
Yeah, Jordan was almost round the back there, and Paul doing a great job of trying to get back so his chest is facing his opponent's chest. A little bit of a guillotine attempt there. A little bit of grabbing onto the fence there. Nice switch and actually taking the back.
99 problems, but a switch ain't one for Paul Hughes.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're in a half guard position here. Now, this is what I'm interested in. I'm interested to see who's going to win these grappling exchanges. What sort of strategy is Paul Hughes going to go for on the ground? Remember, it was definitely not his choice to go to the ground. Vucenic was the one who was pushing that clinch, was going for the takedown, but a beautiful switch meant that Hughes got on top. He could look to, this is just what I was thinking, looking to disengage, get back to the stand-in. But Vucenic tries to use that opportunity to go for a takedown straight into a front headlock position and then ending up inside the closed guard.
Nice elbow there from Paul Hughes.
Yeah, notice the left arm was looking to isolate the right arm.
maybe going for a triangle, an attempt to cut the angle for an armbar there, and unfortunately gives up the guard position entirely. A nice side control for Paul Hughes. You can see this position here. What Paul's doing from this side control, it's a variation of side control where he's using his left leg to try and force his opponent's hips to stay away from him. So what that does is it stops you from being able to turn in and regain a guard. This is a very strong position. It means the only place that Jordan can turn if he wants to is away, which gives him the option of taking the back. Now into a more standard side control, a nice underhook on the far side from Jordan. He can use this to try and get back to his knees. He just wants to, yeah, you can see that. He needs to try and raise his right arm up to get back to the knees, trying to grab onto a leg there and go for a takedown, but very dominant top control here by Paul Hughes. Stretching his man out to try and create space. What you don't want your opponent to be too curled up because he'll be able to regain guard. You want to stretch him out so you can really maintain that side control without any defense in the way. A half guard regained by Jordan. And a possible head and arm choke there if Paul Hughes looks for it. There we go. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, Hughes was traditionally thought of as something of a pure striker, and I think that's kind of been the narrative in his previous fights. But after that Adrian Stephen contest, that all changed. You've got to believe that Vucenic was perhaps not expecting 3 rounds of pure kickboxing here. And he told us this morning that he's got an underrated ground game. People haven't necessarily seen a lot of it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, there was a nice elevation from the butterfly guard there. Managed to get back to butterfly guard from half guard. Elevated, but Paul Hughes looking very balanced here. An attempt for a heel hook, sort of a very loose heel hook attempt, which does give the option to spin out. From here, we could see a attempt for the back, but no, deciding to instead try and stay on top. This is the position. If you want to ground and pound, it's got to be half guard. A nice deep half guard position from Vucenic here.
15 seconds.
If he can stretch out the leg, that leg that he's got that half guard locked off on, if he can stretch him out, then he could have gone for a sweep there, but incredibly effective ground and pound. Very strong ground and pound.
Big shots to end the round here from Paul Hughes. Wow, a big finish from the man from LeVay, County Derry. Vucenic and Hughes living up to billing thus far. Yeah, we saw Jordan Vucenic drop in the first round to Steve Aimable and then come back and get the victory. Let's see how this one plays out against Paul Hughes, 2 of the top featherweight prospects in Europe. Both men vying for a potential shot at the Cage Warriors featherweight title here tonight. Nice kicks from both men to open things up. Jordan told us earlier today, Dan, that where he comes from in Corbury, he's going to be good at one of 2 things, either fighting or running away, and Vucenic's not the kind of guy to take a backward step.
It's going to be interesting to see whether Vucenic decides to attempt a takedown after ending up getting reversed and then really being punished for it for the rest of the round in that first round.
Both men clattering each other with shots there. I believe Vucenic said it was the left hand that he had the issue with, so let's maybe keep an eye on that one as the fight wears on. Of course, that was his previous fight against Steve Aimable. He could well be fully fit now coming into this contest. Oh, nice right hand by Paul Hughes. Measured that one perfectly. Snapped the head of Vucenic back. Catches his man with a left hook there as well. Oh, and a beautiful right hand from Vucenic there. Trading shots in the centre of the cage. Good head movement there from the Englishman. Nice 2-piece, and Hughes answers back with a jab of his own. It's Hughes dictating where the fight takes place at this moment in time, Dan. He's taking that centre of the cage and stalking his man. Vucenic happy to sit back and wait for the counter opportunities, though. Still trading 1 for 1 here, but a little bit more pop on the shots of Hughes.
Yeah, incredibly close though.
If it remains like this, the judges are going to be looking for those immediately impactful strikes, the big moments, as Hughes lands another left.
A lot of power behind those strikes from Vucenic, but maybe sacrificing a little bit of accuracy there.
I previewed this fight for CageWarriors.com a week or so ago, and I talked about the rat-a-tat-tat nature of Vucenic's striking style versus the more measured power shots of Hughes, and we're certainly seeing that thus far tonight. So standing head and arm position there for Vucenic.
Yeah, really interesting position here. It is actually completely possible to lock off, sort of in an RNC grip, locking off on the bicep and actually get a submission from here. Or if you feel like you've got it tight enough, what he could do is jump into a guard position with it locked off. This is exactly what we're seeing. From here, the body is exposed. You can weaken your man up by dropping some knees to the body, but if Vucenic feels like this is actually tight, he could jump into not quite a guard position. He doesn't want to be directly in front. He wants to be slightly off to the side. That's going to help him possibly get the submission, but if it doesn't work, it could mean that he could take the back off of it. Because this is the thing, when the arm is across the body in this head and arm position, it gives you free access to come round to the back. Paul Hughes wants to get, oh, what a beautiful throw. And nicely defended. Wow, incredible composure in those transitions by Paul Hughes. Very impressive. Wow, I thought that was unbelievable. Almost defying gravity there to stay on his feet.
Exactly what we expected for these two prospects. Nice elbow from Vucenic there. Hughes looking to take this top position. Vucenic in on the single leg, wrestling his man back.
Yeah, very similar to what we saw in the first round. Vucenic really pushing the takedown narrative, but unbelievable defensive wrestling and reversals from Paul Hughes. For a second there, getting back to a top position, but Vucenic right now in a very good position, on possibly looking to jump straight to the back. This is the classic position we see a lot more in MMA now, where you thread one of the legs through as a hook, but then onto the far side leg, and then use that to try and take the person's back.
Couple of nice shots from Vucenic on the break there. Hughes coming right back at him. Wow. And again, they're staring at each other as the round begins. Oh my goodness. Can we just find a spare title belt somewhere and have rounds 4 and 5 of this one as well?
I was thinking the same thing. Level change there.
Straight back to trading strikes, center of the cage.
I don't know about you, but I feel pretty confident that we're Paul Hughes 2 rounds up here as we go into this final round.
Yeah, could well be. He certainly landed the biggest shots of the two. Looking to pounce here. Vucenic, though, giving just as good as he gets.
Very interesting. First time we've seen Paul Hughes actually initiate the clinch exchange and going for a takedown here. He did have a lot of success in the first round from the top position. So I wonder if that's the strategy in this third round, to take away any ability for Jordan Vucenic to try and, well, you know, to do some damage in the striking. If he can take him down again and get to a top position, he could be able to control the fight quite nicely.
Paul Hughes looking to turn up the heat now, and he's smiling at Jordan Vucenic. Nice leg kick, but Vucenic counters with a hook, getting those fists going again, getting that rat-a-tat-tat rhythm. Nice right hand from Vucenic there. Hughes having to readjust the mouthpiece.
Yeah, Vucenic definitely looks like he's finding his distance a little bit better in this third and final round. Another shot from Paul Hughes. A front headlock position here. Paul's trying to force his back against the fence. Vucenic looks like he's going to create some distance and continue to try and strike, having a lot more success in the striking than he has in the first couple of rounds. Interesting to see Paul Hughes go for that takedown twice now.
Big knees from Vucenic up the left-hand side in that exchange as well.
That was a third attempted takedown, but Vucenic does a level change at the same time, and he ends up in the underhook position against the cage. I expect him. I feel like Vucenic probably feels like he's getting some good licks in the striking. He might look to disengage and continue doing so. You know, so far it's been so difficult for Jordan to actually get a takedown and secure a top position.
Both men launching big shots towards their opponents here. Heavy artillery coming out in the third round. Good defensive work from both men, though.
Yeah, Vucenic definitely having more success in this last round than he has in the previous two. Another takedown. This time he runs through and managed to get to top position, but not for long. Vucenic finding his back to the fence, trying to get back to his feet. Paul Hughes starting to come towards the back there.
Quick restart there after the mouthpiece put back in by referee Rich Mitchell.
Vucenic trying to get back to his feet. Paul Hughes dragging him to the ground, an attempt to roll to escape there, but really not particularly well executed, and puts himself in a slightly worse position. He looked pretty good here trying to stand up out of this. A good double underhook control here from Paul Hughes. He has a few options from here. He can look to drop down to the leg. He can look to pull backwards to attempt to take the back, or he can try and climb his legs up to get hooks in.
Your opponent is very tired. Let's go. Let's go.
Willing their man on now. Perhaps aware that he may need a big finish here against Paul Hughes.
Yeah, Vucenic doing a good job of getting his back to the fence. That stops Paul Hughes from being able to take the back. He finally finds that distance he wants. But it's Paul Hughes, the aggressor, in the striking now.
Both men landing in these late exchanges. Vucenic looks for a takedown here.
A really nice shot from Vucenic, but a beautiful counter switch again. He's fighting to try and come and get that. Oh, a beautiful twist trying to escape. And now Vucenic on the back, standing. He's going to drop down, I imagine, and try and grab one of the legs, try and finish a takedown. But with 30 seconds left in this fight, I'm not sure if that is going to be enough to secure this for him.
High-level stuff on display here between Vucenic and Hughes. Again with the switches, Paul Hughes. Vucenic doggedly chasing the takedown. Wow, this is incredible back-and-forth stuff down.
Yeah, Paul Hughes has had success with that switch multiple times in this fight. He finally gets to the back position, 10 seconds left. Let's see what he does. He tries to put an exclamation mark on the end of this fight, and there it goes.
Hughes looking for a big combination to end this one. Vucenic firing back with big shots of his own. Oh my goodness, what a fight.
That was exactly what we were expecting and what we were hoping from this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this contest 29-28 Vucenic, 29-28 Hughes, and 29-28 for your winner by way of split decision. In the blue corner, Jordan, the Epidemic!
It's a split decision, and Jordan Vucenic takes it. What a turn up for the books, Dan.
Okay, gents, you understand the rules. You fight under, listen to me. Keep yourself protected at all times. When I say start, you start. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. God bless.
Final instructions from the best in the business, referee Mark Goddard. 5 5-minute rounds for the big gold belt, the featherweight Cage Warriors title. The challenger, Jordan Vucenic, in the black camo print. The champion, the last pirate, Morgan Charrier, in the white. One of the most hotly anticipated Cage Warriors title fights in years about to get underway here in York Hall. Brad Morton, Dan Strauss and Dan Hardy privileged to call the action here, and a tentative start from these two young strikers.
Exactly what I would expect, especially from Vucenic. You can see that traditional Muay Thai style, the whip in his low kicks and the teep to the midsection. all a part of the feeling out process to see what his opponent is going to bite on, what his reactions are, you know, what his counters are that are set up ready for this fight. This is all a smoking out process. This is Vucenic trying to figure out what Charrier wants to do in this fight. And at the moment, it looks like Charrier trying to keep his cool before he starts throwing heavy, heavy hands at his opponent.
Nice right hand there early on from Charrier. Of course, both men just 25 years of age, but vast experience advantage for the Frenchman here. Really has cut his teeth early in the game, and of course travelled quite a lot as well, with full MMA rules fights not being legal in France. He's had to travel, he's had to go overseas. He's fought in Scandinavia, of course he's fought here in the UK and elsewhere in Europe. Oh, nice right hand by Vucenic there.
The defense of Vucenic is something that often goes underappreciated, especially in some of the fights that he's had against, you know, tough individuals like Paul Hughes. He's very much fighting out of it. Oh, that was lovely. A switch stance left hook. Caught Morgan Charrier off guard there. Now Charrier is starting to uncork some power.
Yeah, that tentative start may have just gone right out the window.
You can see how conscious Vucenic is of his defense, though. You know, hands are high on his toes as well, which allows him to move in and out of range very quickly.
Of course, he knows he's going to have to watch out for the body shots too after that insane one shot that dropped Perry Goodwin for Morgan Charrier to capture the title.
And that was a long-range body shot as well. I mean, that was a Stipe DC kind of body shot. Dug it right into the liver and dropped him against the fence. Level change from Vucenic, maybe just to alleviate some pressure.
First takedown attempt of the fight for Vucenic there. He's talked during the week about the fact that he comes from a town where you're good at one of two things, fighting or running away, and he does not own a pair of running shoes. Big left hand for Vucenic there.
Vucenic's striking is looking excellent, and I'm surprised actually that Charrier is giving him the space to test some of these combinations in the early round.
Perhaps fair to say, Dan, that Charrier's got the more stopping power of the two.
Oh, absolutely he has. But you know, the volume at which Vucenic's landing at the moment, you know, it's a steady trickle, but things are getting through. And shots like that elbow as well in the clinch, they're the kind of things that have an impact immediately and last throughout the fight, especially if you can cut your opponent. Now he's into some takedown defense, and you can see the strength of Charrier here. As he clinches his opponent, you see his lats flaring and spreading that tattoo across his back, making the face look a bit wider. He's got some muscle mass on his upper back and his legs as well. You can imagine how strong he is in this position.
Yeah, not much going on here. Mark Goddard having a good look. He might separate them if need be.
What are your thoughts on Charrier's head position here? He doesn't seem to be using it to really dominate this position too much.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's too aggressively working for anything, and that is exactly what Mark Goddard is looking at. You can see, I think, maybe Charrier just looking to drain his opponent a little bit, take some of that speed out of him. It looks like I can't quite see, it looks like he's controlling the wrist. Usually you look at something like this and you're thinking, is he setting up a flying triangle? But
I don't think so.
That might just be, yeah, I don't think so, but it might just be wishful thinking on my behalf.
Yeah, good wrist control there. So strong in this position, but Vucenic's doing a good job. Palm under the chin, really trying to drive his head away, make it uncomfortable for Charrier to pull himself close to his opponent.
Yeah, he's also found himself in a double underhook position off of it. He goes for a throw here. Charrier doing a good job of staying belly down there and not getting put on his back.
Vucenic is a guy who's, you know, really cut his teeth against a lot of more experienced guys. He fought Panicus Yusuf in one of his first MMA fights, and Panicus, of course, a very well-travelled and experienced Thai boxer.
Yeah, Morgan straight away looking to get this takedown. A good position here, hands around the legs. Jordan doing a good job of trying to get that leg out, just manages to in time. Morgan has that single leg, but he can use the high crotch here. If he wants to elevate Jordan off the ground, he is not in a bad position to do it if he can get his hips underneath. Jordan looks at me and goes, no, there's no way it's happening.
Charrier's got to get his hips closer to his opponent, right, to elevate here. I mean, I know he's a strong individual, but he'd be relying on a lot of back muscle to lift from here.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, not something you want to do when you've got a 5-round fight ahead of you. You know, Jordan doing a very good job. He's using his left hand to underhook here, and he just looks so comfortable and relaxed in this position.
Good work by Charrier setting up with strikes, though. He threw a double jab cross before he level changed, which opened up this opportunity to get close to the legs. One thing we've seen from Vucenic, though, he's got great hustle against the fence with his takedown defense. Yeah, well, you saw it early on there. You know, Morgan did a fantastic job of getting both his hands connected very low down on the legs of Jordan, and Jordan, as Morgan tried to commit to that finish of the takedown, Jordan managed to pull one leg out, and now he's found himself in a much more stable position here, looking pretty good. And he's managed to, now he's finding that grip. Morgan looking to try and get those hands. They're right in front of us here. I think Jordan paying lots of attention to what's going on in the commentary booth.
And one of the benefits of not having a crowd is you do get to hear some interesting stuff. I guess that counts for both those guys inside the cage too. You know, interesting to know, I did just hear the corner of Jordan Vucenic a few months ago say he'll get tired here. And, you know, perhaps they're happy to just spend a little bit of time back to the fence, forcing Charrier to try and wrestle as much as possible here, carrying a lot of muscle on that frame, and you know that takes oxygen, and the more this goes on, the more this grinding style plays out, those arms and shoulders are going to start to get tired.
Well, Jordan looking very strong there, bullying his man around, almost gets a throw there, but that whizzer coming into huge benefit. A lovely body lock here. It's so nasty when you can pull that lower back in, and what it does, it freezes your whole spine. And picks him up, slams him to the ground. Fantastic takedown there. Immediately looks to pass guard, and Morgan seeing a little bit of space and using that to get back to his feet, but very impressive. Jordan looking very, very strong there in the clinch.
First successful takedown of the fight there for Morgan, for Jordan Vucenic rather, but Morgan Charrier able to pop right back to his feet.
And I'm sure at some point in the fight, Vucenic was expecting Charrier to try and clinch him up against the fence, but it might be doing something for his confidence, especially the way he was reacting to us in the commentary booth and, you know, looking down the camera lens, etc. I think he feels like Charrier wants nothing to do with his striking, but he can't take his eyes off the prize because it only takes one shot from Charrier to really change the look of this fight.
Morgan Charrier does have experience in a 5-round fight. He did go the distance with Soren back a few years ago, and for my money, he did his best work in that fight in the championship rounds.
That was nice, little stagger step there behind a feint double jab to try and land the right. Charrier was wise to it. That was a good left hook from Charrier, and a nice jab to follow. His confidence is now on the rise since there's nothing coming back from Vucenic in the last couple of minutes.
And again with the left hand by Morgan Charrier, the last pirate, looking to put a stamp on this fight now in the second round. Vucenic's going to find a way back in, gets countered there.
Good head movement there from Charrier, moving away from those punches. Vucenic's got to be careful he's not overextending himself and leaving himself vulnerable to a counter strike.
That was a solid shot with the right hand from Vucenic there. The challenger giving as good as he gets in this one.
Very difficult to read that jab of Charrier, especially given the fact that he keeps his lead hand very close to his shoulder. There's no drawback before he fires the punch. Oh, again, head movement from Charrier.
Doing a great job defensively here as well. Is the champion showing that championship caliber. Wild shots from Vucenic there. And Vucenic just knocked off balance. We are ready to go with our third of 5 rounds here. Cage Warriors featherweight title on the line. The champion Morgan Charrier, the challenger Jordan the Epidemic Vucenic. And it's been a very intriguing clash so far.
snapping double right hand there from Vucenic. Threw the right hand and it missed, so he fired it out a second time and landed. A little bit like Andre Arlovski did on Travis Brown. Good head position there. You can just see how strong Charrier is, though, driving his opponent to the fence. And now, obviously, with 2 rounds into the fight, there's less onus to maintain some of that cardio for the later rounds, because we're getting there now.
As we expected in terms of strike stats, the volume has been all Vucenic. 102 so far against 70 thrown from Morgan Charrier. Landed 38 of those 2. Charrier perhaps though landed the more impactful individual shots. Certainly pretty even, I would imagine, striking wise in the judges' eyes at this time.
Vucenic doing a good job of posting on his opponent, trying to create some space with that forearm. You can hear Danny Batten in the corner, former Cage Warriors champ, calling for a knee.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Jordan wants to get away from this clinch position. If he sees the opportunity and he feels like it's right to do so, expect to see him circle Morgan onto the cage and try and disengage. But Morgan really putting his hips behind this clinch position. And you can see all of his force, all of his power is directed at pinning his opponent up against the fence.
Disengage. And I believe there's an issue with the cup perhaps there. Or maybe a low blow perhaps. Well, we might get to see a little bit of replay on that to find out exactly what happened there. Should this one reach the end of the round, regardless, we're good to go.
You can see that Vucenic wanted to keep this fight moving, though. I think maybe he's questioning the conditioning of Charrier by comparison. I mean, he looks fresh, but he's doing a lot of pinning him up against the fence. There's a lot of static contracting, which can be very draining. That was a lovely right hand as well.
Beautiful shot from the challenger there.
Very fast hands as well. Oh, that was nice. Missed right hand with a back fist to follow. See how he's double flicking the right arm. Really nice. Even saw Canelo do that against Yildirim as well.
There's a lot to like visually about the challenger's style, and the same can be said for Charrier too. One man who's going to be watching this contest very closely is Paul Hughes. Got to believe he's assuming he'll be fighting the winner of this one, whoever that may be. But I know he wants to get his hands on Vucenic again. More than happy to watch that one over 5 rounds.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that might be the only way of separating those guys. That was a lovely right hand setup from Charrier for the level change, but he took a cuffing left hook from Vucenic in the process, who's now trying to peel his head up from his legs.
Yeah, Jordan again doing a great job of getting his arms underneath and raising the upper body level of his opponent to stop him from being able to take those legs from underneath him.
How does Charrier break this stalemate that he's finding himself in here?
It's very, very difficult. You know, the question is, does he want to? You know, in the grappling, a lot of the clinch positions that he's found himself in, it doesn't actually look like he's that eager in going for a takedown. He's not hitting these takedowns very, very aggressively. Could it be that he's being patient, or could it be that he feels like controlling his man up against the fence is actually going to be something that is going to be seen favorably on the judges' scorecard? I'm not sure exactly, but this is what you expect to see. If someone's really aggressively trying to go for a takedown, don't expect them to see them standing up and trading. Expect to see them dropping down, trying to use their legs to hook their opponent's legs away, doing stuff like this. There we go. Now there's a takedown from that back clinch position, and a very strong position. Jordan needs to be careful. If he turns away here, Morgan can immediately jump onto the back and sink the hooks in from here. Doesn't look like he's too interested. A little bit more interested in throwing some strikes from that turtle position, but Jordan doing a good job of getting to his feet for now, and very nicely done.
The champ pops up. Vucenic ends around with a body kick. Happy with the success with his fists at the moment.
I I think part of the reason why he's not investing so much on low kicks is because he's getting stung with punches in the process. And you know, and same thing for Vucenic. He's not throwing so many low kicks because that's going to put him on one leg. But against someone that's got a really powerful drive to the fence. Oh, that was a nice left hook from Charrier that caught Vucenic in the eye with the knuckle. Beautiful sprawl there from Charrier. Driven to the fence and shucks him off, takes top position.
Yeah, definitely a shot of desperation there to try and clinch up and take this fight to the ground. Charrier finds himself in a pretty good position here. See if he can make anything of it. Jordan manages to get back to his feet quite nicely. Of course, Jordan engaged in this clinch. It's going to be interesting to see if Morgan wants to continue, which he obviously does. Exactly the same takedown. He goes to that back clinch, he gets the momentum going in one direction, then he raises it up, and because you've got the momentum going in one direction, the legs swing out from underneath you, and you can be dropped down onto your back, and he's done it. Jordan escaping this very similar to how he did before, which is turn into the turtle position. What Morgan didn't do last time was he didn't try and take the back. It's going to be interesting to see now if he decides to go that route. Because Jordan has very good defensive wrestling. His ability to get to the feet is very good. But right now we're seeing Charrier with one hook on the back. If he can get a second hook in here, he finds himself in arguably the strongest position in all of grappling. And with 3.5 minutes on the clock, a very, plenty of time to try and work for a sub from him.
It almost looked to me like he was trying to set up an armbar then on the left arm, and you can see Vucenic now driving himself towards the fence to make that really difficult for Charrier.
Well, that's the thing. The position that Morgan finds himself in right now, he did find himself in. Jordan doing a really good job of trying to get to a top position from here. Even looks like he might be trying to tie up something on the neck. I can't quite see. Fantastically done by Vucenic. And he goes for his own takedown now. But yeah, for a second there, Morgan found himself on the side, and you can't quite work out what he's trying to do.
Got to watch his neck here if he's going to go for a lift. You see him abandon that single leg to favor the neck defense.
Yeah, well, he's doing a fantastic job, even if he's out of the position now. But what you can see, the right arm of Jordan is controlling the left arm of Jordan is controlling the right arm of Morgan, which means that even if he did get the guillotine position, he wouldn't be able to raise that elbow high enough to really do anything with it.
Both fighters currently good for 3 successful takedowns of 5 attempts each. This is a really evenly contested contest.
Yeah, the big difference with the takedowns, of course, from Morgan is he's kind of found the takedown that works. From him, just there you go, an opportunity presents itself. Jordan immediately getting his back to the fence, doing a very good job. What he wants to do is he wants Morgan's head as far away as possible from his upper body. Morgan wants to work up the body, Jordan wants to push him down the body. The further away from his upper body he is, the better the chance he is of being able to get back to his feet.
And now Charrier in his corner as well, so he's got the coaching of his team behind him.
Of course, one of the advantages of being in these behind closed doors events is you don't necessarily have to be right next to your own corner team, especially if you've got a loud cornerman like Chris Fields or someone who can pretty much be heard from any angle in the octagon.
Yeah, Morgan doing a good job of using his legs to try and create some connection with his lower body to his opponent's lower body. It takes away the ability to use the legs as effectively, move the hips and try and use the wall to walk back up, which is exactly what Jordan's thinking right now. Now, what I would be doing if I was Morgan is trying to change the angle, get Jordan's back off of the fence and put the side of his body on the fence instead to stop him from doing something like this. It's a problem that you see in MMA all the time. That back's against the fence, it's very easy to get up because all you do, you drive all of your weight, all of your power away from you, and you just end up on your feet.
That was good opportunistic movement there from Vucenic, getting back to his feet when he saw the opportunity. Charrier is adamant on keeping this range closed down, but the one thing he has to bear in mind is that all this clinch work and this grappling, these takedowns, if he's not investing in strikes or submission attempts, this might not be working out too well for him on the scorecards. Whereas Vucenic's still chipping away when he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And even earlier when, they're definitely a lot more aggressive in the clinch in these last couple of rounds than the first few from Charrier. But even in the first couple of rounds where he wasn't doing much from the clinch, even though Jordan was pretty relaxed there, not worried too much, he was landing little strikes from all different angles the whole time.
Vucenic throwing a lot more than Charrier across the fight and connecting with almost double of the strikes he has thrown. And And we head into the 5th and final round.
Charrier probably landed the best strike so far in the fight. Only one more 5 minutes to go, though. Something's got to happen, I think.
5th and final round. Jordan Vucenic looking to dethrone the featherweight king, Morgan Charrier. Charrier looking to defend his title for the very first time. And what a chess match this has been.
The other thing that's working out really well for Vucenic is that he's not leaving his head on the center line when he strikes. You know, he'll lunge him with one shot, but then immediately he removes his head from that center line, puts him in a different position, because oftentimes Charrier, he throws with power, but he also throws at the last place he saw his opponent's head. And Vucenic is doing a good job of changing that constantly, which is forcing Charrier to miss.
We could be potentially heading to the scorecards here for a very, very closely contested decision. And, you know, who's to say that a rematch may be in order? I mean, that's certainly going to give Cage Warriors matchmaker Ian Dean some sleepless nights figuring out what to do with this. But look, we've still got 4 minutes left on the clock for either Hughes or Charrier to put a big exclamation point on this one. And they are swinging.
Charrier landed a really clean right hand a little earlier. I wonder if he's surprised that he's hit his opponent a few times with clean, heavy shots, and Vucenic seems unfazed, because a lot of people collapse under those power.
Yeah, and even in the last round when it looked like he was hurt, it actually looked like he maybe caught something in the eye a little bit. He was touching his eye. It wasn't that he was rocked at all. You know, definitely got a very solid chin on him.
Another good left hook from Charrier there, sorry.
He's got the insides of his ears tattooed, so I think his tolerance for pain is beyond question.
I used to get told that if I was misbehaving, I'm going to tattoo your ears. It meant something very different in my house, though. Stinging punches again, but Charrier was really well timed at getting out of the way of those. That counter right is causing him a few problems. Even when Vucenic is throwing it out and missing, he's whipping it back across the face of Charrier, and it's not hugely impactful, but it's certainly upsetting his balance and his timing. A good jab.
Nice right hand from Vucenic there. The exchanges are coming thick and fast here. Morgan with a piercing jab through the challenger's guard. He needs to put some big points on the board, though, does the champion. Does not want to leave this in any doubt. Vucenic firing back, though.
Heading towards the last 2 minutes here, and Charrier is kind of playing Vucenic's game a little. Great head movement, though. A lot of those shots are now starting to miss from Vucenic. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we see Charrier try and ground this fight one more time just to make a statement.
So many nice counters from both these guys. It did look like maybe Charrier was thinking about changing levels there, but thought better off it. Both men landing in that exchange. 90 seconds left on the clock here at London's iconic York Hall.
It's tense. I can feel the tension in this room. Last 90 seconds of a 5-round fight, and we still feel like anything could happen at this moment.
It's hard to believe that these guys have gone 5 rounds, considering how they're moving. It could be the first round.
Great conditioning and a lot of maturity in both of these guys' games, which expected really from Charrier, but surprising from Vucenic being, you know, under double figures in his pro career. Fights like he's had 200 Thai boxing matches as well.
Kid put together a solid match, and there's the body shot from Charrier. Morgan Charrier pouncing on that opening.
Body shot finds its target so well.
That's a big moment in this final round for the last Pirate. A nice right hand, and the champ perhaps coming alive here in the final minute.
That's 30 seconds. We're going to hear that 10-second clapper. I feel like one of these guys is going to really pull the trigger. It's probably going to be Charrier. because he's that kind of guy.
Nice jab from the champion. Vucenic standing strong, switching stances. Looking for a nice right hand, there's the challenger. Charrier clinches up. Vucenic screaming at the champ. Charrier nonchalantly dips his head out of the way of that shot. Wow, what a title fight. And Dan, you said it yourself, but the maturity in the game of Jordan Vucenic there really was outstanding for a guy with less than 10 fights.
After 5 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Judge Ben Cartley scored this contest 49-46 in favor of Charrier. Judge John Hand scored this contest 48-47 in favor of Vucenic. And Judge David Leatherby scored this contest 48-47 for your winner by way of split decision. And the new Cage Warriors featherweight world champion, Jordan the Epidemic Vucenic!
Incredible scenes here in London as Jordan the Epidemic Vucenic is the new Cage Warriors world featherweight champion. Brad Wharton, Dan Hardy and Daniel Strauss privileged to call the action here from the Indigo, and it's the champion opening his account with a couple of nice jabs.
I'm going to be abandoning my seat in a moment. I can feel it, the tension in this room. You could cut it with a knife. Both these guys standing just outside striking range. That was a hard low kick from Vucenic. Nice feint to follow up, really sharp with that right hand. Nice right hand over the top from Hendon, who closes distance.
Conventional wisdom says Hendon does not want to get into a kickboxing contest here, but he has a lot of power in his hands.
He does, and he has great body shots as well. We'll remember that, the left hook to the body that he landed on Wardy. If he lands that, it can change the direction of this fight entirely. He's really hard double guard, and he's got to be watching. He's leaving his body open as a target when Vucenic steps forward.
Hendon searching for head kicks early. Vucenic pumping out that piston-like jab.
The striking game of Vucenic is very, very high level, very complex. You can see how calculated he is here. Some redness already on the eye of James Hendon, who's taken a couple of those jabs.
Oh, a nice uppercut from Hendon landed though.
Those low kicks are already affecting James Hendon. I can see through that heavy tattooing on his lead leg that there's still already some bruising on the calf muscle. Oh, a nice knee caught by Hendon. Takes him down to the floor.
Great job by Jordan getting straight back up to his feet there. We've already said this is likely where Hendon's going to want the fight. He's going to try and use his powerful upper body control, his wrestling. He wants to get Vucenic on his back.
Fast level change, but great underhooks by Vucenic.
Yeah, beautiful position here. He can connect his hands and try and attack a body lock takedown to try and create some space. Hendon does a good job of getting a hand back on the inside. A nice grip fight in between them now, but Jordan's in a good position if he can circle off to create a bit of space here.
Nice knee to the body there from Hendon, who's using these overhooks well. Nice knee to the body.
Knee to the body from James Hendon there.
And another one. Look how he's using these overhooks. It's a very common, comfortable position for judokas in MMA. I remember Judo Jimmy in his early days at Cage Warriors using these overhooks really well to control his opponent. Oh, look at this defense from Vucenic. Gets himself off the fence with a little bit of space.
Great work from the champion to separate there. And they go straight back to work, center of the cage. The straight shots being fired out from Vucenic. The challenger looking to loop around.
Again, catches the knee, does Hendon. Runs the pipe, gets the single leg, but Vucenic scrambles.
Yeah, Hendon straight on the back here. Vucenic trying to turn in. He's doing a good job. He's facing away from that cage wall. He's going to try and use that fence to try and stop Hendon from coming round to the back. It's going to be interesting now to see what Hendon does with that right leg. How is he going to try and control this position? He's got 90 seconds left of the round. This isn't a bad position to be in. He can try and expose a little bit more of Vucenic's back. Possibly he can try and get round and actually start to get a possible back attack and submission attempt from here. There we go, a bit more of the back exposed. There we go, dragging him away from the fence. This is what he wants.
He's going to chop the foot there to drag him.
Yeah, this is classic judo stuff where you're always trying to attack that leg at any opportunity. Take away your opponent's ability to stand. There you go, kicking it away again. Trying to transition straight off of that leg kick. And you're kicking the leg away straight into the back, but Vucenic doing a great job of stopping that easy entry.
Strong knee there. Beautiful knees to the thighs from Hendon, who's a real problem in this position. See him right in his corner as well in front of Andrew Fisher. Beautiful takedown.
Hendon doing some good work here, and you see a little thumbs up from Jordan Vucenic to his corner, but this is exactly where James Hendon wants this fight.
Now from this position, there's not a lot left to go of this round, but from this position, he may actually look to give up this back position and try and drag Jordan backwards into a half guard position where he can try and strike. This is an awkward position now. You know, he is dominating from this back position, from this back clinch, but Jordan's doing a great job of stopping him from being able to advance and not allowing him to get to a position where he can really strike.
Final 10 seconds of the first round. Vucenic looking comfortable there, but you've got to believe this is going to do wonders for the confidence of James Hendon heading into the second frame.
Dominant from them.
Absolutely. And he had his man right in the corner, Andrew Fisher, head coach of the Fish Tank, screaming instructions, and you've got to think that's where Hendon's going to want to take the fight back to.
Hendon's leaving his head on the center line with these kicks. He's got to be careful that Vucenic doesn't trade him. Oh, nice shots over the top from the challenger Hendon, who definitely has confidence now. He knows he can get the fight to the floor with a little persistence and maybe keep it there.
There's a good body shot from Vucenic though, varying up those angles of attack, and it's Vucenic looking for a takedown.
Very, very interesting here.
On a guillotine though, that's threatened enough to make Vucenic bail out. Now he's defending knees to the head.
Yeah, that guillotine position isn't super tight at the moment. You can see Vucenic starting to bring that left arm out. He doesn't want to allow Hendon to get his hand into a strong position. Nicely done there.
Oh, look at this.
Straight onto the back here. I mean, beautiful transition, catching a head and arm onto the back position. The question from here, does Hendon try and jump backwards? This is a common mistake that people make. They try and throw himself backwards. He wants to try and use the fence to drag and turn the angle on his opponent. Now, this is a fantastic position.
Vucenic has the body triangle in.
Oh, he's going for it.
That is around the face. But you can still, what we call the mandible strangle. He can lock off here, and this looks strong. He's desperately trying to strip that grip, which is exactly what you should be doing when someone's attacking that rear naked choke. But the position is strong.
It doesn't
It's a bad spot.
The champion Jordan Vucenic defends in front of his crowd.
Unbelievable! Jordan Vucenic is still the Cage Warriors featherweight champion of the world.
What a performance there from Jordan Vucenic.
Guys, understand the rules of fight, but listen to me, keep yourself protected. If I tell you to stop, you stop. If you want to touch the ring, God bless.
Fine instructions from referee Mark Goddard. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them in the Cage Warriors featherweight division. Tiziano Ferranti in the black, Jordan Vucenic in the yellow. Ferranti looking to turn the Cage Warriors featherweight division on its head here. Vucenic looking to earn his way back into title contention.
And this really is so interesting, isn't it? Because is Ferranti going to come out in the same style that he's come out against so many others, 100% trying to finish the fight in the first or second round? And it looks like he is.
Landing a couple of nice shots on Vucenic there. Oh, lands a big right hand. Backing Vucenic up here.
And there's the shot from Vucenic. Beautifully done, picked up that leg. He's going to try and pass off of this position right now. Ferranti on his back. Not quite sure what he's going to do yet. He's trying to maintain a guard. He's got a frame on with his left arm on the right arm of Vucenic, but Vucenic's already passed to a half butterfly. He's trying to step over into half guard now and expect to see him try and flatten his opponent out. Look at this, underhook on the far side with that left arm. But Ferranti, good for him, able to get that butterfly guard back in. He might try and sweep from the butterfly guard position here.
Well, this is where Ferranti hasn't been tested, and this clearly seems like the game plan here for Vucenic to be the man who tests him in this position.
Yeah, I know. When you've got someone who's got so many first-round knockouts, you might say, okay, well, they haven't gone against maybe the highest level of competition, but they quite obviously have power to knock me out. So if I can take this fight to the ground, maybe I take away my opponent's greatest weapon. He passes again the half guard, and look how tight he is on the upper body. We've seen pretty good work so far. You can see the left hand of Ferranti trying the frame on the leg. He wants to try and bring his left leg back onto the inside there, but unable to do it so far. He tries to turn away now, and now Vucenic's in a higher half guard position. He's looking to dig with that left hand back into underneath the right arm of Ferranti, trying to take this over-under, and then he's going to try and crush from here. I expect to see that the half guard is not locked, so we might see Vucenic with his left arm try and get the elbow on the inside of the leg and try and push that leg down so he can step over with his left leg. So just keep an eye on that left arm and what it's doing, what that elbow's doing. There it is inside, and we're going to see if we get that step over into mount here.
Ferranti stung Vucenic early on the feet, but it's been one-way traffic since that takedown.
There we go, there's the push, and there's the step over into mount. Ferranti doing a pretty good job, but he's about to give up the back position. Vucenic's going to try and punish him for it. We've seen what Vucenic's back attacks are like. We saw that against James Hendon. Beautiful rear naked choke finish. Ferranti rolling underneath for a leg lock here. He needs to be careful about giving up the back again.
Can he separate here? No, he can't. Vucenic trying to drag him down.
Tries to take the back position. Not able to, has a single hook in here, but he's going to try and take this standing back again. This could start to be a signature from Vucenic.
Plenty of time for Vucenic as well, as he tries to return his man to the mat. Ferranti battling to stay on his feet. Just warned by Marc Goddard there for grabbing the fence. Nice knee from Vucenic up the side there.
Yeah, Marc Goddard having a really close look at the hands and fingers of Ferranti there. He is looking like he's really doesn't want to get taken down, and he might.
Another nice knee from Vucenic.
Try and grab
again, drags his man back down to the mat.
Try and grab the fence to do so. I mean, when you're dragging someone to the mat and they're getting back up, the easiest way to take someone's back is in that transition between the two. They've hit the ground, they try to get back up, the hips come high, the foot comes in, that's when you take the back. It's harder from standing, it's harder when they're flat, but it's in that transition between the two. And beautiful takedown by Vucenic yet again. I think we're going to see another attempt to pass over into the mount position. I know Vucenic, you can tell, Vucenic wants the back, but he doesn't care where he gets it from, whether it's standing, whether it's in the transition, whether it's from mount with a couple of strikes landed, and then the back giving up. That half guard position is very open again. Watch the left elbow of Vucenic.
Keep your toes out that fence.
Good job by Ferranti to get back to a butterfly guard position here. I'm impressed with the guard retention and the guard regain. Now against the fence, this is going to limit Vucenic's ability to pass and move, but it's going to increase his ability to control in some certain ways.
Yeah, Ferranti certainly dispelling the notion that he was, massively overmatched coming into this one. He's giving Jordan Vucenic a fight here, and if he can last out this last 30 seconds to get back to the feet, then it's everything to play for the Italian.
Yeah, we haven't seen much really good offensive work, but like you said, Brad, we're seeing it's not a walk in the park for Vucenic. We've seen people who have struggled much more on the ground than Ferranti is. So far, he is being dominated in the grappling exchanges, standing and on the ground, but it's not a complete blowout. He is able to regain guard. He's not taking a huge amount of damage, and he's even firing off some veiled, be it a shallow attempts of his own.
Looking fresh going into this second round, the both men. And they come out swinging in the second. Vucenic with a body kick and a nice right hand into a takedown.
Oh, the timing of that.
Stuff from the former champion.
Kick, punch, double leg, blast double into the open guard position now. I think he's going to try and pass in the half guard. If not, he's going to try and stay in this position and do some damage, elbows and punches. Does he step over with that right leg over the knee here into half guard? We've seen him utilizing the half guard quite a lot already.
Body head there from Vucenic, trying to find a way to land some heavy shots. Goes for a grip round the neck.
Yeah, he's picking up the head here. You know, he could have the ability to go into a cradle position as he tries the pass, but not a huge commitment to the position, just feeling it out sometimes. Sometimes you take your position, you feel, this doesn't feel super good, I'm going to release it. Ferranti able to get back to the feet now, but Vucenic deep on a single leg. Ferranti doing a good job, but oh my word, almost jumped to the back there. Beautiful timing from Vucenic to shrug him off.
And is Ferranti cut here, or is that Vucenic? We'll have to take a closer look at that, but someone's bleeding here. Jordan Vucenic has a lot of scar tissue on his face from that Paul Hughes fight. I believe he's actually had some laser surgery on the scar tissue, but it looks like it may have opened up again.
This is some strong ground and pound here, and Ferranti now turning the back in a way that we haven't seen him done much in that first round. Vucenic on this very, very tight body lock, and again, Goddard's going to be looking at those hands and him grabbing the fence.
Another nice knee up the side from Vucenic here. Ferranti trying to strip the grip.
I mean, they're very close to us. We should be able to see which one of them is bleeding. It does look like the blood is coming from a cut over the right eye of the Italian. Vucenic gets both hooks in on the back here. He's going to transition to mount from here, I imagine, as Ferranti tries to turn in, but this is a fantastic position, most dominant position we've seen him take so far. He's just pummeling the body a little bit. He's trying to, I think, maybe force the opponent to go belly down to attack the neck, but he's very happy for him to go onto his back so he can land some big shots from here. I mean, there is no better position. And from here now, if the Italian turns, the choke could be sunk in.
Oh, Vucenic doing some damage now, punches and elbows.
And there's the choke.
He's around the neck. Jordan Vucenic looking for the finish here in the second round.
He's fishing underneath the neck here. I mean, this has already been the night of rear naked chokes. We've seen so many on the main card and the undercard. And now with half a round to go here, 2.5 minutes, a fantastic position, high body lock here. Vucenic could sink a rear naked choke. He's trying to loosen his man up.
Nice ground and pound from Vucenic here.
I think he's going to keep on. He's going to go through a flurry of these strikes, then try and take the neck. If it doesn't work, go back to the strikes. He's fishing underneath the neck again, but the chin position of the Italian is pretty strong. Calls from the corner. Don't fall off.
Absolutely relentless here in this second round. And with 2 minutes to go, this is a long time for Tiziano Ferranti to survive.
I mean, you've got to hand it to him. His defensive work is good. I don't think we're going to see Jordan bother going underneath the neck. I think he's underneath the jaw, and he's going to squeeze anyway. And the tap's going to come.
From Ferranti.
There we go.
And there's the submission. Unbelievable. Jordan Vucenic is back.
The night of the rear naked choke.
Brice Picard in the grey and gold. Jordan Vucenic in the white. And it shows you the level of respect that Vucenic has gained in Cage Warriors. The fact that you've got a contingent of French fans cheering for the English guy against the French guy.
I mean, I think that's somewhat beautiful when I saw them doing that, because I feel like they had, Morgan and Vucenic had such a battle that you do earn each other's respect, and when you can earn not just the fighters' respect, but their fans' respect, and it's very, very difficult not to like Vucenic. He's such a down-to-earth guy, and he really does. He's incredibly skillful, he's talented, and he seems like a good guy behind all of it.
Yeah, we had similar scenes down in the York Hall when Paul Hughes fought Morgan Charrier, and we thought World War III was going to break out, but by the end of the fight, both sets of fans applauding each other. You love to see it. Vucenic looking the slightly bigger man in the cage. Swift punches from Picard, though. Be interesting to see if he goes with the karate black belt or he goes with the judo black belt in this one. Is he going to want to clinch up with Jordan Vucenic? Will he be able to? And we saw a great game plan from Vucenic last time out. He knew that Ferranti was a very powerful striker, got the takedowns, found the back in the second round for the submission. He loves that rear naked choke. Finished James Hendon with that technique as well. Referee Dan Moletti just watching, asking the fighters to watch their heads on the way in. Oh, nice left hook from Vucenic there. Seems to have just about got his range on the Frenchman. There's Vucenic looking for the takedown again. He gets it.
Nice takedown here. Straight into half guard, and he's controlling this position, shutting down the upper body early. And you can see no desire to pass here, even though the legs of his opponent wide open. You can see he's locked down on that one leg. He wants to be heavy on the hips. He wants to take away his opponent's ability to stand up, to move, to get to the fence.
Picard has been submitted 3 times as a professional.
And he needs to be very careful, Picard, as he tries to get back to his feet. He needs to be very careful about exposing the back, because we've seen how fast and dangerous Vucenic's back takes and finishes off. Dagestani handcuff there from Vucenic. As he tries to open up some space, Bryce tries to use that right arm to control the wrist, to stop the ground and pound, but this is only going to turn him further onto his belly, and this could expose the back if Vucenic wants it.
Corner of Jordan Vucenic asking for the elbows here. He's able to land a few shots.
I mean, that's really nice ground and pound, really accurate, right to the face.
Yeah, great economy of movement from Jordan Vucenic. That's always been one of his hallmarks.
A little bit more work here, please, gents.
Vucenic on top here, trying to end the round in stylish fashion. Referee Dan Mulvaney is asking for a little bit more from Vucenic. Probably going to be able to do enough to ride out the round here.
Nice ground and pound from Vucenic on top.
Right. Stop. Good.
One round in the bag.
Right. Let's go.
Meanwhile here tonight, Cage Warriors won at 57. Brad Morton and Dan Strauss on the call as Jordan Vucenic and Brice Picot come out for round 2 of 3. Vucenic kicking to the body. Picot looking to get his hands going here in the second round. Good work from Vucenic there to dip under and get that takedown.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, this is where Vucenic is most dominant and straight into the mount position. It's not super clean. Because Brice is, he's got his back up against the fence, and you see Vucenic trying to reach around the back to control that wrist in that Dagestani handcuff once again. But from the mount position, even nastier. He's looking to transition to the back here. And he's got to be very careful. Arm is underneath.
Your hands out the glove.
Over the jaw, not quite underneath the neck here, but this is a strong enough position that if Jordan sees fit, he can fully lock this off.
Get your fingers out of the gloves.
He doesn't have both hooks in, but he doesn't really need them. There's the second hook. He's looking to switch for the rear naked choke, and he's putting the pressure on here. It's not underneath the jaw, but it could be enough.
Jordan Vucenic looking for the big squeeze here. Just readjusting that grip.
Brice doing a good job of fighting the hands and stopping Vucenic from locking off, but now the forearm slides underneath the neck, and I think this is going to be done. I think the tap's going to come. And there it is.
There's the submission. 2 in a row. Second round. Rear naked chokes for Jordan Vucenic. The comeback is well and truly on.
I mean, just another fantastic performance by Jordan Vucenic. His grappling, it just looks so strong. His back takes and his finishing is just very, very technical, very clean.
Guys, understand the rules. You find the list and you keep yourself protected. If I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch, do it now. God bless.
Final instructions from referee Mark Goddard. For the final time tonight, 3 5-minute rounds, if they need them, in the Cage Warriors featherweight division. Simone Lidana in the red and black, Jordan Vucenic in the purple and pink. Touch of gloves and we are underway. Dana favouring that smash mouth style. Oh, big right hand there from the Italian. Vucenic slides out of the way, and he's cut Dana already. So what I was talking about earlier, Dan, the scalpel versus the hammer. Here, Danny Batten in the corner there saying death by 1,000 cuts.
And that nose is leaking already. A cut just above.
Nice combination from the Italian there. Yeah, I've been keeping this under my hat all week, but my DMs popped off. I think it was Monday morning. Jordan Vucenic, has there ever been a twister in Cage Warriors? And he told me, after 3 second-round rear naked choke wins, he wants the first twister and he wants to do it against Simone Lidana here tonight.
Well, imagine a night where we get the first twister and the first buggy choke. Those in the same card. I mean, yeah, talking about attacking the back, Vucenic, he's a great striker, but his last 3 wins all coming by rear naked choke, and his ability to set up that back position.
Big knee and elbow that behind it. Dana smiles and says, sure, let's go.
Catch on the leg, and you know, we were talking about for a second there, it looked like he was going to try and move to the back. He's going into a rubber guard position, and Dana needs to be careful about what he's doing with that left hand of his, because if Vucenic can free that leg, he's in a perfect position to set up a triangle. I'm surprised that Vucenic isn't trying to pummel on the inside of, with his right hand on the left arm of Dana to try and set up this triangle.
Dana leaking all over the torso of Jordan Vucenic.
He's going to try and use some elbows to free the leg, and he doesn't. He's into the triangle. He's locked off on the wrong side. And it looks like Dana's going to slip out, but he hasn't done so yet. And there's the slip. If he had locked off on the other side, might just be a little bit tighter there.
Stop, stand up.
Mark Goddard calling Vucenic back to his feet. And we go again. A bloody affair already in the first round. Dana marching forward, but not able to find a home.
Dana swinging. Beautiful entry there. Vucenic as he closes the distance. Vucenic is never in a rush. He takes his time. It's been those 3 last victories, all by rear naked choke, all in the second round as well. He fills out his opponent in the first. I mean, we were used to him going to decision. Remember, he had that spell where he was, I think he won 3 fights by split decision in a row, and then after that he thought, you know what, I'm not going to leave it in the judges' hands anymore. I think a rear naked choke at round 2 sounds pretty good.
I think there was a sense of Vucenic feeling like he wasn't getting the respect for those victories.
Yeah.
You know, he mentioned in his pre-fight video that the Jordan Vucenic fight, the number of people who thought that, you know, he didn't deserve the decision. But as you say, he's not leaving it to the judges since, and looking fantastic in recent bouts. Gets the takedown on Dana. Danny barking instructions in the corner.
They move round to the back there, but the fence was in the way. 30 seconds left in this first round. Nice position for Diana here. Not really much time to try and work from here, but pressuring against the fence.
Vucenic trying to throw there at the end of the round.
Diana, first round in and already so bloodied up.
Frames off the face. Combination of the belt from Diana, and we will see round two. Round two on the way, touch your gloves. Two former Cage Warriors champions, Caelan Loughran and Rhys McKee, in action tonight in the UFC. Stay tuned for that after we go off the air. It all starts on UFC Fight Pass, top of the hour. Vucenic mixing it up with the kicks now. Diana again barreling forward, but just not quite finding his range.
Yeah, great aggression and forward pressure from Diana, but like you said, just not able to find his man. And Vucenic now gets the top position, and now we can expect to see the slow climb of the ladder to the back position. He's having a look at the far side Kimura there. I mean, Kimura grip is a fantastic way to attack the back. You don't see it very often in MMA, but in grappling, you lock up the Kimura, you move your body around, and it just connects your chest to the opponent's back. Loads of time for Vucenic to work on top here.
Vucenic looking to get those elbows to work.
Diana needs to be careful about turning into Vucenic too much and giving up that back position. Vucenic pulls him off of the fence. Diana's doing a really good job of keeping his back to the fence. I mean, you look at Vucenic's record and you know exactly what Diana's going to be working on in the training rooms in the lead up to this fight. He's going to be making sure that his back defense is on point, but
Vucenic steps into mount, 3 minutes left to play with.
Plenty of time here in the mount position, and is he going to look to purposely create back exposure here in this three-quarter mount position? Not a bad position to be in for the back take. Diana does a great job of getting back to half guard, though. Much harder to take the back from here. I'd love to see Jordan work this far side Kimura, possibly. He's thinking about it. You see wrist control. He's trying to get a bit of exposure. The left arm of Diana just a little bit too tight to the body still.
Constant motion from Jordan Vucenic, constantly attacking, constantly keeping Diana guessing. Postures up now, looking for the elbows.
Oh, that's the Kimura. It's on.
And there's the takedown to submission. Unbelievable!
Beautifully done by Jordan Vucenic.
Another one for the epidemic. Jordan Vucenic in the blue.
Round #1, timekeeper. You ready?
Adrian
Have
Kepa
fun,
in the
gents.
orange. Touch of gloves, and we're underway. Vucenic keeping center cage here, chopping low kick. Right hand by Vucenic. Kepa throwing heaters here. You know he's incredibly powerful at the weight. Got a bit of a range deficit here. It was interesting considering it's Vucenic coming up and Kepa coming down. Didn't like that leg kick though. You already see
That left calf bruised badly. Nice takedown from Kepa, but he's gone right into the guillotine.
He's on the guillotine, and he thought about tapping. Wow.
Jordan Vucenic does it again.
In less than a minute and a half. Shot straight into that guillotine.
Let's take a look back at the action now.